So guys, let's talk about a legend, Bill Gates. This guy was born on October the 28th, 1955, in not the sunniest but very technological Seattle, Washington. Everyone who has ever heard of computers in his life knows his name because Bill is the brains behind Microsoft. Can you imagine? His fortune is estimated at an astronomical $130 billion. That's more than the GDP of some countries. And now, he is no longer storming Microsoft offices, but doing charity work together with his wife Melinda in their own foundation. Isn't that cool? Well guys, let's dive into the childhood of Bill Gates himself. His father, William Gates Sr., was not a shyster in law, holding the position of a senior lawyer, and his mother, Mary, managed one of the largest banks. Yes, they were not an ordinary family, but very wealthy. But despite their wealth, they remembered the lessons of the Great Depression and raised their children in the spirit. Work hard and appreciate what you have. That's how they learned not to relax and to do their best. At the age of 13, Bill Gates attended a private school by the lake, and there he first encountered computers. He quickly learned to program in BASIC and even made a game called Tic-Tac-Toe. He enjoyed working with computers so much that he took a job with CCCC to spend more time coding, learning Fortran, machine code, and Lisp. In 1973, Bill Gates dropped his smarty pants and enrolled at Harvard, where he immersed himself in math and computer science. But guess what? Our hero was more interested in coding himself than sitting in lectures. When he had the opportunity to start his own company, he didn't hesitate to ditch Harvard. That's how Gates chose his path to success without waiting for his diploma. Guys, what a twist! In 1976, Bill Gates founded Microsoft. It all started when he contracted MITS to develop an operating system for their microcomputers. Can you imagine in those early days, Gates personally went over every line of code? But that's not all. He was also actively involved in various things inside Microsoft, including packaging products and shipping orders. That's how he fit into his company to the fullest. This is where the real Microsoft epic began. In 1980, IBM, which was then at the pinnacle of PC manufacturing, turned to Microsoft for the basic operating system for its new computers. And that was the moment. In the early 80s, when the PC market was just beginning to boom, there were many IBM PC clones, computers from other manufacturers that were compatible with IBM. Microsoft did not sleep. The guys worked tirelessly to sell their OS to all these companies. And because of this, Microsoft came to the leading position in the software world. Ever since they took that position, other companies have been trying their best to push Microsoft off the pedestal. But programs like Microsoft Word and Excel had already become the industry standard. Thus began the era of Microsoft's dominance in the software world. Folks, have a seat. It's about to get hot. In 1990, Microsoft did something incredible. They released their first version of Windows. It was a real breakthrough, folks, because instead of boring text-based interfaces, we got beautiful graphical ones. And what do you think? It immediately became a hit and started to take over the operating system market. And in 1995, bam! Windows 95 was released, bringing new standards and features to the OS world. This version became the basis for all future releases from Windows 2000 to the iconic XP and Vista. That's how Windows got its footing at the top of the operating system world. During his time at the helm of Microsoft, Bill Gates did not sit idle. He actively worked to diversify the company's business. Take Microsoft Internet Explorer, for example. This browser in its time became a real giant among web browsers. But you know what the catch is? It dominated mainly because it was pre-installed on most new computers. In recent years, however, its market share has begun to decline. Microsoft can do a lot of things, but they have not done well with search engines. Their MSN Live search never managed to capture more than 5% of the market, while Google is just a space. But despite these mishaps, Microsoft's wide range of successes in the software market has attracted the attention of antitrust authorities. There was even a case in 1998 where Microsoft was almost split into 3 parts, but on appeal, they remained intact. Even though Microsoft was on a roll in the 80s and 90 ES, many now see them as no longer those giants, but rather an aging company against the backdrop of dynamic players like Google and Apple. Times are changing, folks, and this is a prime example of how important it is to always stay tuned. Here's an interesting topic about Bill Gates' personal life. He married Melinda French in 1992, and they have 3 children, Jennifer, Rory, and Phoebe. Bill and Melinda channeled their family energy into creating their Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the largest private philanthropic foundation in the world. Bill says he was inspired by the example of David Rockefeller. Like Rockefeller, Gates is trying to solve global problems that bypass governments and raise the level of education in U.S. public schools. He has even appeared with Oprah Winfrey to promote these ideas. Also, folks, Gates received a major endorsement from investor Warren Buffett, who put as much as $17 billion into the foundation. In philanthropy, Gates prioritizes improving people's health over just vanity projects. He even brought up the topic of malaria at a TED conference in 2009. That's right, folks. Bill Gates is making the world a better place. This leads to the paradox that because the disease is only in poor countries, there is not much investment there. For example, more money is spent on drugs for baldness than on malaria. Now, baldness is a terrible thing, and rich people suffer, so that's why it's prioritized. Meet some impressive facts about Bill Gates, who has dedicated his life to philanthropy since 2008, stepping back from day-to-day management at Microsoft. According to recent reports, Bill, along with his wife Melinda, through their joint charitable foundation, have been extraordinarily generous, donating an astounding $28 billion to various good causes. It is important to note that as much as $8 billion of this amount was directed to improving the global healthcare system, a significant contribution to fighting global diseases and improving the quality of life for millions of people around the world. Bill Gates and his foundation are not just giving money, they are making a real difference in people's lives, demonstrating how technological innovation and deep human empathy can work hand in hand. Bill Gates frankly says that money is not the most important thing to him. In an interview with the Daily Telegraph, he said, "Of course I don't worry about food and clothes," and added that money becomes useless after a certain point. When journalists question Bill Gates about the motivations behind his extensive philanthropic endeavors, he often answers with deep reflection, "My approach is not about a particular religion. It is about universal human values such as dignity and equality." The golden rule should be remembered. All lives have equal value, and we should treat others as we would like to be treated. Thus, Bill Gates is not just making a difference in the world of technology. He seeks to enrich the lives of people around the world, making our planet a more just and humane place. As of 2024, Bill Gates' fortune was estimated to be around $130 billion. This number is subject to fluctuations depending on the market value of Microsoft stock and other investments. Thanks for watching. Feel free to give us a like if you liked the video. Comment, tell us what you liked and what you want to see in the future. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to stay up to date with new videos. Your support is what keeps us moving forward.